Good morning. And happy Monday. Happy Momentum Builder Monday. Happy day 1 of the 14-day transformation Kickstarter challenge. Happy day.
Happy good day. I want to talk about the email situation.
Yes.
I have to talk about the email situation. We didn't want to do this on our espresso because this is espresso, not for the transformation. We will be going live for the transformation Kickstarter every day at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So you will get instruction and you will get more information and things on that sort. If you did not receive an email, I don't know why. I don't like that answer. But I checked everything on our end and there's like over 1,200 people who got them. And then right at the last few hours, it's like whoever tried to sign up in the last few hours, something went wrong somewhere, but I didn't touch anything. So I really am not sure why. And I looked at everything and I've done my best to reset some stuff. So I'm going to leave the registration open today until noon Pacific time. So that if you guys want to try to re-register, I sincerely apologize if you're not getting emails. I believe that it is a technical issue outside of our control. And so we've done our best really, truly to help everybody. At the least, we're going to be posting in the announcements what the daily challenge is so that you guys can see it here as well. If you have friends who tried to register but didn't get an email, I made a post on the page. You can send them or resend them to the page. Try again. You guys broke the internet. Everybody trying to sign up at one time. Some problems are good problems. And this is a good problem, but it's still a problem.
And I wanna bring up a point of conversation that, you know, Tammy was just sharing with us before we got on this live. It may be that whoever is having a hard time registering or is not getting the emails. Exactly, Tammy. Use a desktop.
Or a laptop.
Or a computer. Don't use your phone because it seems as if, okay, we're just trying to like analyze trends simply because whatever is going on is out of our control. But if you're like, I did not get the emails and it doesn't go straight to my spam, I just don't see anything, re-register again, okay? And do it through a laptop or a desktop.
And we sincerely apologize if you guys are struggling with the emails. We are probably just as frustrated as you are. So, yeah.
You know what? This is not today's topic of conversation, but there is something that I want to bring up, right? Because here's the thing, you guys. Everything that we teach you are things that we practice, right? Like we practice what we preach. So right now we're facing with a situation where whatever is happening is outside of our control, right? So all we can do is try to figure out what is within our control that can help us to resolve the problem. However, if something is out of our control, we're simply gonna just have to let it go, right? And the same goes to you. Like when shit happens in your life and it's out of your control, stop dwelling over it. Stop wasting your time and energy on it, right? You should only get into a creative space of, okay, how can I resolve this? What can I do to resolve this, right? Follow that path, right? And see what the outcome is so that you can gather more data, but don't dwell over things that are outside of your control.
This is a perfect segue into a loss that the United States of America had of a beloved, legendary, the notorious RBG. And I made a live about it too. And it's the same exact thing, right? If something's outside of your control, you have to, as easier said than it is done, you have to let it go. And you have to think, what do I have control over? What can I take action on? And do that. So it's not the topic of today, but a very good lesson. Okay. What is the topic of today?
Before we get into today's topic, there's a lot of things that are happening.
For one, my mermaid hair is happening.
Yes.
In full force. Look at that kink.
It reminds me of how we watched our videos on Friday and we were just cracking up. So we were watching our videos on Friday night.
We were at a friend's house and he wanted to see the videos.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wow, that's what they see. We saw your guys'
I'm like,
perspective.
no wonder Emily Wolf is cracking up all the time. Now I get it. Okay, so you guys, if you're near like a notebook or a piece of paper, grab a piece of paper because I need you to take some notes because we do have a lot of housekeeping things. There's just a lot of things happening and in a different sequence over the next couple of days. So for one,
pay attention.
Know that this week's espresso schedule is going to be completely like out of the ordinary.
Whack.
Okay? This week's guest interview is going to happen on Wednesday instead of Friday, and it's going to be at 7 a.m. By the way, we're incredibly fortunate to have this guy on our show, and you'll definitely want to show up for it. His name is Sam Bakhtiar. Like, you can look him up. He's huge. He's huge. Okay, and we're going to talk about how his fitness habits contributed to him becoming a multimillionaire. That guy is so incredibly successful. It's insane. You guys need to add that to your calendar. It is on Wednesday instead of Friday, and it's at 7 a.m. That's the only time we could get him. I was like, fuck it, whatever. Let's make it happen. Yep. I had to bend for him because what he has to say is that important.
When you're making multi-millions of dollars,
nine figures,
you have like your schedule and your regimen is so set in stone at that point because that is the only way
for you to get there. Successful.
And so it's like we got to work around his clock, right?
Yeah.
So Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific time on Zoom. Put it in your calendars right now. And when we drop the link, copy the link and paste it into the notes section of your calendar where you have that appointment. It's going to be epic.
Yeah.
Sam Bakhtiar.
So Wealth Wednesdays is still happening as per schedule, except that this is going to be an interview and it will happen at 7 a.m. due to Sam's generosity and also availability. Okay, so that's one. Secondly, with regards to our schedule this week, so this is going to happen due to whatever is going to happen next week. For any of my Jewish homies in the house, for one, Shana Tova, Happy New Year to you. For two, I am Jewish. And Erin, well, I guess you're kind of like Jewish by insertion. But anyways, we practice the tradition, right? And next Monday is Yom Kippur, which is a day of fasting, okay? And in respect for the holiday and for the spiritual tradition, also because when you are not eating or drinking anything for about 26 hours, us talking is not going to
conserve energy.
Yeah, it's not going to help us conserve energy. So therefore, next Monday's episode is going to be canceled. There's going to be no espresso next Monday.
And in case you're wondering, fasting for 26 hours is not a weight loss strategy.
It is not. This is a spiritual, traditional aspect, and this is how I was brought up, and this is how it's also not a spiritual tradition disguised as to be used as a disguise for weight loss. I know you're crazy up in here. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna be spiritual and fast. I wonder how much weight I'll lose. If that's in your head, wrong idea. No. Just throwing it out there. Right now. So it's a day of reflection. It's a day of prayer, and like no consumption of anything. Is basically a part of the protocol. So by following the protocol, we do not do that. And speaking is just not going to help. So therefore,
energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transferred from one thing to another. And if we transfer a significant amount of energy to you guys when we do this, and we need to keep it selfish.
Yeah. So please excuse us on that day. There is no Monday conversation. That being said, considering the fact that Wednesday is we're gonna have our wealth conversation on Wednesday, and considering the fact that it is gonna be an interview on Friday at 6 a.m., we're gonna be doing our regular live conversation here on Facebook. It will not be an interview, and we'll be doing Monday's topic on Friday.
Monday goes to Friday because Friday is on Wednesday.
Yes.
At 7 a.m.
And next Monday is canceled. Cool?
Great!
Awesome.
I'm confused too. It's okay.
Just so you guys know, for whoever is doing the challenge, by the way, if you are doing the 14-day transformation Kickstarter challenge, drop an emoji so we can see you. For whoever is doing the challenge, you guys, every day for the next 14 days starting today, we will be going live at 9 a.m. each and every day, describing the challenge of the day. Though you're getting emails with regards to it, in the sake that you're like, I just want to see them and hang out with them, or I would just love to hear what they have to say. Some of them will need to include demonstrations, that sort of thing. We're going to be going live at 9 a.m. every single day just to discuss this is what you need to do today, and this is how you're going to accomplish it, like a very quick live just to explain everything, to make sure that everybody is on the same page.
Yep, they're just going to be a few minutes long.
Yeah.
Real quick.
So,
and they will be saved on the page. So if you can't see it at 9, that's okay. It's going to be saved on the page. All gravy, baby.
Yeah.
Groovy like a driving movie.
Yeah. So set a reminder on your phone. And by the way, if your notifications are not already turned on so that you can see us when we go live, I recommend that you do so that you'll be able to, be able to get today's instructions live. However, everybody is getting an email. Unless you're having trouble, then remember, by noon today, sign in again through a desktop or a laptop, okay? We think that is the glitch. Everything else is outside of our control. So hopefully that helps. If not, there is going to be a live.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I want to give a huge shout out to our team. I want to give a huge shout out to our team. Tammy, Lauren, Ashley, Sarah, Crystal, for, helping to support us along the journey, and also for supporting us, throughout the challenge and each and every day through this. You guys are truly awesome, and your time is valuable, and because of you, we are all able to make the impact that we are creating each and every day. So know that we're very grateful, and we will always keep saying it.
Amen.
Okay, but today, there's a lot of people who are committed, but they're stuck. Why are they stuck? They're like, man, I'm getting my workouts in.
I think you should make your chair taller.
You think so? How about now?
Wow, how you like me now? Oh, this is what it feels like.
But if you could potentially be one of those people, you're like, I'm committed, like I already got my workout in, but I'm feeling stuck, right? Like maybe you even meal prep and you're feeling stuck. Why are you feeling this way? Right? So this is what we're going to talk about today. And if you're feeling stuck and you're like, I'm showing up, man, I'm doing my thing, what's happening is that there is an area in your life, or perhaps a few areas, that are out of alignment. You're just out of alignment, and therefore there's no growth happening. So weight loss, right, is one element, an area in our life, or improved body composition, depending on where you're at in your journey, right? Be it weight loss or body composition. For you to get closer to your goal requires you to make some level of sacrifice, right? And the level in which you're able to sacrifice depends on two things. For one, your level of awareness, which is why we're having a conversation about this.
Mel, your mom's in the house? Hi, Mom. I'm Erin.
And I'm
Good to
Sarit.
meet you.
You need to have awareness, because here's the thing. You don't know what you don't know. You can never attract something if you're going unaware. Like if you, are you gonna, let's say you dropped something, right? Like if you didn't know that you dropped it, you're not gonna go searching for it. So you're never gonna find it, right? So you have to become aware, right? So step one is awareness, and step two, right?
A lady dropped a Frisbee on the beach the other day and I told her.
See?
I said, hey, you dropped a Frisbee. Poor old lady, she would never found her Frisbee.
And that's the power of having a coach. You're like, hey, you didn't realize you dropped this.
Ooh.
You're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. Right?
True.
That's the power of having a coach. Like having somebody who sees things from a different perspective and from a bigger, more layered vision than you, who can pinpoint, this is where there's lack of alignment or misalignment, right? This is where you're out of balance. Now, I'm not saying that you guys need to live a balanced life in order to be successful. That's not the case. However, the elements in your life have to be in alignment. That's why we have money conversations, relationship conversations, and mindset conversations. Because if there isn't alignment in these three areas, at some point in time, what's going to happen is that you're going to be stuck in your journey. If you're in a shitty relationship and you're still choosing to be with that person who's bringing you down, who's lowering your standards, who's pushing pizza, and you're not saying no, and you're like, man, I hate this, there's no way in hell you're going to show up for yourself. 100%. Mm-hmm. Right? So you need to make sure that all of the areas in your life are in alignment, because otherwise you're not going to realize what's out of bounds, and you're not going to be able to catch it. And therefore, you're not going to be able to work on it. That's that.
So though we feel committed, what we're saying is step one, you can be committed but feeling stuck because you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
You're unaware of actual things that are happening. When we take our, like, I'll let you guys in on a little fun fact. I went live last week about the inner circle. So in this program, some of the first things that we do, like we have nothing to hide. Because we know the value of a coach. You can have all the information in the world. It's just what you do with it. But one of the first things that we do sometimes with people is say, hey, don't try to change anything. Just count all the shit you're doing that's not serving you. Keep tallies of things you're consuming through your mouth, through your eyes, through your ears. What are things you are consuming that are not serving you or moving you forward? Step one, become aware.
Yeah. Become aware of how deep in trouble you are, or become aware of how out of alignment you are. You know, so here are some areas in your life that you should pay close attention to, because normally, very rarely do we see people who are in alignment with all these areas in life. And when they are in alignment, they look great. They're just vibrant and positive and amazing. And, you know, they live a whole, complete, and abundant life. This is our goal for ourselves, to live a whole, complete, and abundant life. And this is our goal for you. And that's why so many people, by the way, right, who lose weight, or let's take bodybuilding for example, because if you guys haven't listened to a lot of our conversations yet, or this is your first time, I'm very anti bodybuilding because it does not promote alignment in other areas of life. So whenever I don't care, like, you know, what your body fat percentage is, or when you step off the stage, like, you're so out of alignment. And that's why all these girls blow up like balloons and just like gain all the weight back like it's nobody's business. Why? Because they're out of alignment in other areas of their life. And it's like, what's the point of having a six-pack if tomorrow it's gonna be gone?
I'm not anti-bodybuilding, but I am pro know what the consequences are. Because there are a lot of people who really truly enjoy the kind of training style that bodybuilding
yield, and
right?
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right, and to each their own. And I have a lot of respect for the people who do bodybuilding and do it as a lifestyle who can do it well. For example, Whitney Jones.
Yeah,
right.
Well, she's the only one
that we know. There's a bunch of people we don't know.
Sure.
But it's like, you know, when you meet somebody who does this sport and the amount of discipline required to do that is very admirable, actually. But at the same time, when they can then be healthy and harmonize their actual, like, real life with that is the sweet spot, right? And that's alignment. If you want, and nobody can tell you what you want in life. I can't tell you what you want. I can't tell you how you want to look or how you want to feel or how much money you want to have, or I can't, who you want to be in a relationship with. That's not our responsibility, right? And I won't try to make it. But if you're not happy, is the bottom line. If you're not happy with one area of your life or another, it's because there's misalignment somewhere, and you need to know what it is you're actually doing or not doing before you can find the alignment. What is required of me? What kind of behaviors do I need to partake in? What kind of thoughts do I need to have? What kind of routines do I need to develop? What kind of coaches do I need?
So I want to give you guys a plan of action. I'm going to list out some, life categories or areas in your life, and I want you to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay, consider that 10 is your full potential.
Let's not do it in the chat because we're going to be confused.
Yeah, we're not going to do it in the chat. Like, you guys can do it on your own, but I'm just going to, like, write it down, list it out so that you are going to be able to measure. If you can't measure something, then nothing matters. Right? Like, you have to be able to measure everything, right? And in the weight loss industry, what's normally measured is weight. However, that is like one small piece to measure progress. In fact, a lot of times it doesn't even measure progress. It depends. It depends, right? What we do is we measure your follow through. And that's why if you're doing the challenge, you score yourself each and every day. Because don't you try to say, oh, the scale didn't move if, let's say, you got a score of a 0. Dude, you didn't show up. Just because you put your email in doesn't mean shit. You know what I mean? Like, you got to put in the work. So on a scale of 1 to 10, right, there are certain areas in our life that we should all consider. Right? And if you haven't considered it yet, then consider it a 0. Okay? On a scale of 0 to 10, how would you rate your health right now? Health being...
Write down health on a piece of paper and a number next to it.
Health being physical freedom. I am capable of doing all the things that I have ever imagined. Be it climbing up a tree, surfing in the ocean, running whatever, for however long, right? Whatever, the top of the mountain, like, image of health seems like to you. Where would you rate yourself on a scale of 0 to 10? And by the way, get real with yourself, because for 80% of you guys, your ego is gonna say, oh, I'm at so-and-so. Right? But I'm like, no, like, compare it to physical freedom, capable of doing all the things ever imagined. Where are you at? And also, you know, how you're feeling when you look at yourself in the mirror on a scale of 1 to 10. Right? What is the first emotion that comes to your head when you wake up and you look at yourself first thing in the morning? What are the things that your body is capable of accomplishing? 10 is physical freedom. 0 is full limitation. Okay? So that's 1. Now the second is your career. Where are you at with regards to the full potential with regards to your career? So like when it comes to your career, I want you to think about your schedule. I want you to think about the level of freedom that you have, right? Are you able to work from wherever, right?
I would say also, do you like what you do?
Do you right? Are
genuinely enjoy what you do?
Or do you feel like you're capped?
Are you making as much money as you want to be making?
Do you dread waking up in the morning and getting in your car every single day? Right? Like, where would you rate that on a scale of 1 to 10? Okay. The next thing is money goals. Financial freedom. Financial freedom means that you have all the money in the world to do whatever you want, whenever you want, with whomever you want.
For however long you want.
Yeah. Most likely, if you're watching this show, none of you guys are at a 0. Why? Because there's credit cards. And you can put shit on credit.
Yeah, but that's not freedom.
That's not freedom, but it's not a 0. Like, let's say somebody in Africa, if they don't have $1 on them,
so
they can't go anywhere. Meanwhile, you can still go to Starbucks here and charge your credit card if you don't have $1 to your name. Just saying. Which is why a lot of people get in debt.
So that's the scale we're working on.
That's the scale we're working on.
Third world country to...
Yeah, in India, you ain't got $1. You ain't got $1, you're fucked. Right? Like, if you don't have that money in your hand, you're fucked. Right? Meanwhile, in the United States, you don't need to have $1 in your hand to have money.
Okay, chances are nobody here's lived in Africa who's watching live.
Right.
Except for you.
Right.
But maybe one, I don't even know. It doesn't matter. We have to take from our circumstances,
yeah,
right? Like what we know. So this would be like homeless on the streets of San Diego to Jeff Bezos.
Okay, great.
Right? Like that's the scale,
yes,
I would say.
Yes, sure. I'm on a complete other. But again, this is my worldview, right? Because I lived in other countries and I know like what poverty looks like. Mm-hmm. Poverty in the US, I'm like, shit, they still got an iPhone.
Yeah, this is
I'm
poverty.
like, what?
Yeah, so that would be that scale.
Yeah.
If you're always drowning, like for money, like struggling to pay rent, things like that, you're like, I would say below a
3.
Yeah, I was gonna say 4, but
5, it's like I can make means end, but it's always a stretch. 10 is I can do whatever, whenever. I don't have to raise my hand, and I have money coming to me.
Make money when I sleep.
Yeah. Okay, next up, your relational goals. Where are you at with your relational goals? Be it, whether it's a spouse, friends that are around you, where are you at? How would you rate yourself in relation to your relational goals?
Like what is the quality of what is the average quality of your relationships?
Do you have any relationships, for one, right? And for 2, what is the quality of them? The quality of them mean that, the people that you surround yourself with, are you always looking forward to surrounding yourself with them because every time that you're around them, they just bring you happiness, joy, and they add value to your life? Or do you dread it? And, relational relationships doesn't have to be just your spouse or your friends. It could be your coworkers. I don't think people realize, and, I think we were talking about it when we were driving yesterday, how actually, like, working from home due to everything that's happening from the coronavirus is actually such a great advantage for so many people, because now you don't have to go into the office to be surrounded by people who are most likely negative. Unless you are in a company that has an incredible culture and everybody is in alignment, and it's very hard, like there's very far and few companies out there that are like that.
It's an advantage if you take advantage.
Yes.
Because here's the other thing I think about. People want freedom, right? Which is awesome. And, you know, when you think of, let's say, Boogie, thank you for your input, sir.
Boogie's relational goals is at a 10.
If you are, I'm going to forget my train of thought.
Go.
A lot of people want freedom, and they want to be able to do whatever they want, whenever they want. I want to go travel. I want to have enough money to do whatever, and all these things. But when we get it, most don't know what the fuck to do with it. Even if you were to achieve it. Unless you busted your ass to earn it. Because what that requires is time management and structure, and for a lot of people, jobs give you your structure. Jobs give you something to do. Mm-hmm. Jobs keep you from being bored most of the time. And if you then have all this freedom, imagine what happened during the lockdown, coronavirus. People were like, oh my God, I'm going to tear my hair out. I don't know what to do. I'm like, you have all the fucking freedom in the world right now. Is this not what you wanted?
Yeah.
You could do anything. You don't have to be at work. You have to do all these things. The problem is a lot of people didn't have money to go anywhere, because the reason that they didn't have anything to do is because they lost their jobs, which is extremely unfortunate. And I'm not trying to like play fun on that by any means, but it's like when you do have freedom, if you don't have structure, if you don't know how to structure yourself, if you don't know how to manage your time, if you don't know what you can have yourself do without somebody else telling you what you have to do,
you don't know what to do.
You're just going to sit there, twiddle your thumbs, scroll through Facebook, and get bored and then depressed because you have no purpose.
Yeah.
So it's like, even if you got it, what are you going to do with it?
I love what Anna said. Anna said, freedom is 100% self-responsibility. That was gold. And it's 100% true.
Yes.
It's like people are claiming for, when I say people, I mean society, right? Like, oh, I wish I could work from home. I wish I did this. I wish that, and then, you know, like you had the opportunity to do that, and then people didn't know what to do with themselves. Why? Because they didn't know how to set structure and boundaries in the first place, right? So for 90% of people, your job is the only thing that actually dictates structure.
Or if you have kids who go to school at a certain time.
Yeah. That's why so many moms gain so much fucking weight during the summer, because they don't know how to set structure. Not because of the summer, because they don't know how to set structure and they don't take responsibility for it. Right? So that's with regards to your relational goals. That was really good, by the way. And then your spiritual goals. Right? Most people are like, we're all going through a spiritual journey on this planet. Like, we all came here, we're gonna live a few years, right? And then we're gonna pass. Like, what are you here for? Like, have you ever like asked yourself that question? For one, do you know your purpose? That's how you know that you're on a spiritual journey. If you don't know your purpose, then consider yourself as at a 0.
I want to say something in regards to that.
Okay.
Because several might be going, oh my God, like, I don't know my purpose. I don't know my purpose. That's okay. Purpose is also evolutionary.
Yep.
Is that the right word?
Yeah.
It evolves.
Yeah.
So I remember being at a point in my life where I was like, man, it seems like people know their purpose. Like, it was this big grandiose idea I had to have of like, oh my gosh, what am I meant to do in this world? Why am I here on this earth? And, you know, when you really truly become self-aware you start to see more, for one, what you're good at. And normally what you're good at is something you really enjoy doing as well. So you're good at it, you enjoy it, which means you want to do it, and you're effective at doing it. And if you can, basically the goal is help other people be better somewhere, somehow, some way, right? That's what we all want, to help people be better, right? I was going to say unless, and then I was going to name some people that a lot of people know, but this is not a political channel, so we're going to stay away from that. But anyways, you know what you're good at, you enjoy doing it, and you can help other people by engaging in that activity and that behavior, sort of like develops this purpose.
Yep.
Right? And now Sarit and I know, we're like, man, it's crazy. We have the mistakes we've made that all of you guys have made. We have the experience of overcoming all of those mistakes, and we have proof in our ability to help other people overcome those mistakes and no longer make them. And so it's like,
ourselves included.
Yeah. And it's like, holy shit, like everybody needs to hear. Like, I'm so grateful right now. There's 60 people watching this live, and it just like blows my mind. Less than a year ago, there was like 4 people watching. And it was just Sarit. So like, I have so much gratitude for all of you guys for listening to us, for taking what we have to say and running with it and transforming your own lives, because this fulfills our purpose, right? And it develops and it evolves. And over time, even our purpose is going to change.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
and it might
get
not
magnified.
Always, yeah. And though it will always have the same core, it might not always have the same details. You know, because we're very good at different things and we enjoy doing different things. So it's not something that you have to know right now, like, oh, what's my purpose? Just think of the things that you enjoy doing, that you're good at, and how can you help people by doing that?
Yeah. So like, you guys, life is a spiritual journey. Okay? And should you be in alignment with your purpose and keep on magnifying it and move closer to your potential with regards to your purpose, that's how you keep on moving along your spiritual journey, right? I want to give an example, like, and I want to share this story. So, I was born and raised in Israel, and my grandparents and my dad, like, they're Jewish, but they're not religious. However, we know a lot of very religious people who do not have ethics, but they pray all the time. Okay, so praying is a form of communicating with a higher power, right? I don't care who you believe in, be it God, be it Jesus, be it Muhammad, be it the universe, be it the tree, be it you.
I was going to say the trees.
It doesn't matter. Whatever it is,
I believe
right?
in boogie.
Like, we're all on a spiritual journey. Now, just because you're praying or you're reading a Bible doesn't mean that you're a spiritual person. Because if by the end of the day you're not in tune with the universe and the signals that it's giving you, then you are deflecting.
Say it again from the beginning.
Or you're holding yourself back from having a spiritual journey. So I just want to bring that point up because, for example, my grandparents, they're spiritual people, but they're not religious. I know many religious Orthodox Jews, right? Pray 3 times a day, but
strict as can be with the religion.
Yes, they eat glad kosher. Meanwhile, they cheat on their wives and they steal money. I'm like, are you really on a spiritual journey, or are you just trying to cover up how shitty of a human being you are? And you think that, by praying to God 3 times a day, that's going to help you with your sins.
We have this
like
thing.
Praying to God has nothing to do with being in a spiritual journey. However, what I realized, I think I became a lot more spiritual ever since, our mission has started. Being spiritual means having faith in what God's ability will do when you're facing uncertainty. You're like, I'm gonna persevere through it. The odds that, something great will happen out of this are slim to none. I don't know. There's only one way for me to find out. I'm just going to pray to God that things will work well and follow through with it. That's being in a spiritual journey, having faith that God will help you to do the right thing. Just like healing a kid when they have cancer. Something like incredible and mind-blowing like that.
And truly to go off of what you were saying about having faith, is like truly believing that regardless of who's watching, regardless of who may see or hear or not hear, you show up and you do your best every single day, knowing that you are going to know what you did.
Yeah.
You are going to know how hard you actually tried. You are the only one who can truly 100% know how you showed up. And for me, I can only speak for myself, but spiritually, the biggest thing that I feel and what keeps my integrity as well is like knowing that I think it maybe is kind of a feeling of karma, but not like, oh, get me, I'm gonna get you. It's like, if I know I did my best, regardless of circumstances, and I know that regardless of any outcome, I showed up and I did everything that I could, I know I can go to sleep at night being like, the universe has my back.
Yeah.
I have faith. I have faith because I showed up, I'm gonna be backed up.
Yeah.
But if I don't show up, I do have this fear. I think it's a very healthy fear that if I don't show up, the universe ain't going to have my back.
Yeah.
Or whatever the higher power being is. There has to be something. How did we all get here?
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, whatever it is, it's like, I know that if I show up and I do my best, I'll be taken care of. Things will follow. They will come through. Just keep pushing, keep persevering.
Falling into a spiritual alignment means making a decision and acting upon it in spite of fear, in spite of uncertainty.
In spite of failures.
Knowing that what you're doing is the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Knowing what you're doing is the right thing. Regardless of how people may comment back or react to it, right? Like, having that gut feeling, that intuition, that's what connects us with a higher power. And I keep on telling people, every time you feel that feeling, don't ignore it. That's God talking to you. And this is a skill that I feel blessed to have honed in, because it never misled me. God will never mislead you. And when you're like, I'm going to do the right thing, and I'm just going to be aware of all the signals, and whatever comes at me, I'm going to follow through, regardless of what the chances are of success, regardless of 70% of people who are doing blah, blah, blah are bound to have blah, 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 regardless of how my doctor has seemed to have classified me, right?
What somebody told me I am or am not capable of,
right,
or will not ever be capable of. Yeah.
That's a spiritual journey.
And
right?
I have to say about gut feelings, like about this intuition, or this, when you have a thought of you should do something and it just came from nowhere, do it.
Yep.
You have to do it. Like, there are dumb little things, and I do them, and they're actually probably not dumb, but the things that I could think about that would seemingly be the most insignificant or not have an impact on the future of our lives or our business or our relationship are things like, I get this like voice in me sometimes that says, go open the door for Sarit. And sometimes I want to be like, I gotta walk all the way around the car. Like, she's can open the door by herself. Like, she won't even know I'm having this thought. But it doesn't matter because I had the thought. So to me, it's like, it's not a matter of opening the door or not opening the door or going back like to give you a kiss or not. It's about, I heard this voice and I don't know why I need to do this, but I need to do this, and then I'll feel good about it. Call it OCD. I don't know. but it's a feeling that I get, and I'm like, you know what? Just do it. If you see something on the ground and you walk past it, it's garbage or whatever, and you walk past it and something tells you you should pick that up and put it in the garbage, turn your ass around, go pick it up and put it in the garbage. Like, if you get that feeling, if you get that voice inside you that says you should do this, don't ignore it.
Yeah.
Like, those are just the little things, and it comes in bigger waves as you become more in tune with it.
Yes.
And then it magnifies it, and it's on a bigger scale each time.
Right. And the thing is, like, all of these things are closely intertwined, right? And if you're feeling stuck, right? And that's why a lot of people who lose weight, right? Even if they got to their goal weight, never seem to actually keep it because they didn't see weight loss as a spiritual journey. So they were out of alignment. And that's why I keep telling you guys, I'm like, dude, calories ain't your problem. Macros ain't your problem. It's the intention behind the bigger, more layered picture that's the problem. I want to touch a little bit upon a conversation that I had the other day, simply because we are bringing up, like spiritual goals. And this is why, look, a lot of people and religious people will say, I already told you I'm a spiritual person and I'm a very traditional Jew, right? But when you see me walking down the street, I don't look like that because I look very hardcore and I'm married to a tattooed woman who's very beautiful.
With muscles.
A lot of Jewish people and a lot of Christians and Muslims, right, will say that we are infidels or that we are going to hell, right? Simply because we are gay. And this is my opinion with regards to being gay. Ain't nothing wrong with being gay. And if you are gay and you are scared to live your life being who you are, you're blocking yourself from a spiritual journey. I don't care what the Bible said. A person wrote this book. Because here's the thing, you guys. We're only on this planet for a limited amount of time. Okay? Who you have sex with, what skin color you have, what country you were born in, does not dictate your spiritual journey. It's what you do with it that dictates it. So as far as I'm concerned, if I knew that I'm attracted to Erin, but I'm like, I'm feeling all these things, but I'm not gonna kiss her because this book said I shouldn't. How is this me following a spiritual path? It's not, because this is me not following through with my intuition. So for one, this is a message to all the gay haters out there. Don't you hate on anything or anybody, because we're all here. We're all gifted children of God. We all are here. If you are alive, right, then you are God's byproduct, and there's nothing wrong with you. I don't care what the doctor has told you. I don't care what your mom told you. I don't care what society told you. The problem with most people is that they choose to listen to other people's limiting beliefs. It's all limiting beliefs. And should you accept it, then this becomes your own limiting belief. Ain't nothing wrong with being gay. Ain't nothing wrong with being black. Ain't nothing wrong with being Asian, Jewish. I don't fucking care. Right? It's what you do with it that matters on this planet. It's what you do with it. So do you think, right, we're on a mission to transform the lives of millions through the same movement, nutrition, and lifestyle habits that have transformed ours, right? Do you think when I pass away from this earth, right, having contributed millions of dollars to society, having transformed millions of lives, having lived a truly authentic life full of service, God is going to be like, okay, this is the gate to heaven.
But you liked the same
sex. This is the gate of hell. But you licked pussy. So therefore, you're going to go to hell.
Now it's going to go to 70.
What do you think God really cares about? God is a dirty whore if what he cares about is what you do in the bedroom.
Oh.
No, but God is an incredible, powerful being. By the way,
Look,
so, like, not to get like religious here, but I believe that we're all gods. It's our choice whether we choose to act as if or not. Jesus was a simple boy from Nazareth, but he listened. He listened to his intuition, and look at what he did.
And he had
look
faith.
At the legacy he created.
And he had faith.
3,000 years later, people still talk about him and preach his name every single day. It's amazing.
Can I get a word?
Yeah.
I forgot my word. I forgot it.
Word.
I forgot it.
Word.
Man. Oh, this whole even like label thing, like lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual, heterosexual,
Don't matter.
whatever.
Don't matter.
Here's the thing. If you are aligned in your spiritual journey, you find alignment with another spirit.
Yep.
With another soul.
Yep.
That soul that I aligned with so heavily and so perfectly happens to be the same fucking gender.
Yep.
Oops. Because I chose it? No, I really don't believe that I did.
Yep.
I really, truly, and after everything that we've created so far, and baby, we're just getting warmed up.
Yep.
For those of you who have these special bracelets, every day is zero. You're just getting warmed up. And from everything that we've been able to create together, I truly believe, and I don't even have a fear, one of us will leave early. I truly believe we complement each other so well that we have, and this is not me tooting our horn. This is me saying I have so much faith because the way that we work together, we have the ability to transform literally millions of lives, and we will. Mark our words. We've been saying it forever.
Yeah.
We will, and we need each other to do that, and the universe needs us, and you guys need us to do that.
Yep.
And anybody who doesn't know us yet needs us to do that, because it goes far beyond weight loss. Far beyond weight loss. That's just what our journey and what we've been able to overcome is where it's starting. And I believe so far we've been able to help tremendously because we have found that alignment. And it's so fulfilling, like to see all of you guys here, and I have gratitude for every 68 of you watching this live, or whoever's going to watch it afterwards, like for you being here, because this is serving our purpose. Mm-hmm. This is fulfilling and giving us like, it's fulfillment for us in knowing that like we're helping. And it's truly amazing when you can find that alignment in you, and you can know these are the things I'm good at and I really enjoy doing, and here's how I can help other people to overcome whatever because I'm good at these things that I like doing. Man, it feels so good when you start to really help people.
Yeah. I just want to say one more thing about, the spiritual journey.
Do you need the mic?
No.
Do you want to drop it? You're probably going to have to pick it up and drop it like 12 times because I think that's what's due.
When you have faith that God will deliver, and when you're like, I'm just going to surrender is really the only word that I can use to describe it, you realize how much power you have. And I just because we told you a little bit in the housekeeping segment that we're gonna, next Monday's show is gonna be canceled because it's Yom Kippur and we're fasting. It's a solely spiritual thing that I've practiced since the age of 8, because I grew up in a very traditional Jewish home. At the age of 8, for the very first time, I fasted. No food, no water for 24 hours. Where did I get that discipline and power to do so? 8 years old. That was not me, that was God. And when I experienced it, it was so profound. I was like, I can't believe I did that. Imagine your 8-year-old kid being disciplined enough and having the power to persevere. Forget the food, not even a drop of water for 24 hours.
Nothing in the mouth.
That's God. That's not me. Right? And here's the thing, when you start to see that, you realize how much power you have. Because whether I go to the gym and I'm able to do things that I never imagined that I could do before.
Like overhead squats?
Yes! That's God. But that's God also telling me, don't give up. It doesn't matter what anybody told you. You're meant to do this. You're not meant to be limited.
That's you making decisions based off of your faith that you can achieve whatever you want, whatever you set your mind to.
Right.
And as long as you believe hard enough and you continue to put in the work, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. And us becoming a global brand, we're heading there. Starting from zero, nobody knowing who we are. That's not me, that's God. But that's me choosing to listen.
Mm-hmm. Amen. Yep.
We're all here on a spiritual journey.
I don't know if you guys know that you signed up for a sermon today from the church of Erin and Sarit.
Seriously. But you guys, we're all here on a spiritual journey, and life is so layered, right? And you have to take into consideration all these layers, right? Be it your health, be it your career, be it your finances, be it your relationships, and be it your, spiritual journey. It's all intertwined, right? And if you think that weight loss is just counting macros, you're thinking about a very surface layer and you're never going to achieve anything.
Can I get an amen?
Yeah. You are here on this planet to live a complete, whole, abundant life. Only if you choose to see it that way. No great leader on this planet was ever morbidly obese. Because that's like, you can't be in alignment when you're that way.
And if you were, you didn't last long. If you were, you didn't last long.
Yeah.
So, man, I love all of you guys.
So,
I see your comments coming in, and I can't read all of them, but I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to you guys. I'm stoked every time we get to chat with you. Like we were talking about it yesterday, how it's like, you could see, like, we wake up at 4 a.m. every day, other than Saturday, Sunday. It's like maybe 6. But we wake up at 4 a.m. Monday through Friday, and I never once dread doing a lot. Being on here for literally an hour with you guys. And it used to be like 30 minutes, and now we just talk a lot, which is fine. But you know what? Like I get so legitimately excited to be here with you guys and have these conversations because it's so fulfilling. And
but by the way, you guys, we don't have script for this. So this is, again, one more thing that's spiritual. Like, this is not, I keep on telling people, I'm like, this is not me speaking, this is God speaking.
Do you want to know how this goes? Okay, I'm going to put you on my phone right here. Okay, here's my phone, and I'm looking at my phone. Okay, and I'm typing, and I'm like, okay, what's the topic today, Sarit? Okay, I'm going to type it in. All right, what does that mean? Okay, all right.
And...
Okay, go! And then we legit set the camera down, and we're like, okay, good morning. And then shit just comes out.
Yeah.
If we were scripted, it would not be as fun.
And the inner circle calls too. Like, if you're in the inner circle, drop a comment, right? Like, this is God speaking through me, right? Like, this is not me. But when you're in alignment with your purpose, you channel that. Like, you just channel that, and you're like, I have no idea what I'm saying. It just, hey, it is what it is. But it is what it is. And, you guys, if any of you guys are like, man, I'm committed, I show up for my gym, I do my meal prep, I eat the same vegetables every day, and like, I'm still, like, I have this thing here, I'm like,
I have this thing here.
Yeah, or you're just not loving it, right? Look at the bigger picture. Look at the more layers. Start peeling off, the layers to the entire piece of the pie. Calories are not your answer. Macros are not your answer, right?
I believe too, it comes with the ability to think deeply and self-analyze in a way that is, how can I get better?
Yeah.
Right? With that intention or that purpose. Okay. Because I will pick things apart. Why did I do that? Why did I do this? Why did I say that? Why did I think that when she said that? And then I know it's universal. Like, we all have the same, I say this all the time, like, we all have the same problems, different details. Mm-hmm. Same problems, different details.
Yep.
So it's like, I know that what I can deeply think about myself and the way that I analyze things and the reason why we think the things that we do, I believe for one, comes out of me, like you're talking about. But it's also getting more in tune with yourself and being able to analyze why you do the things that you do, or why you think, or why you say the things that you say, and understand that I don't know what I'm trying to say. You can find more of what your purpose is when you can think and understand you.
Yeah. And that's why, as our girl Oprah says, the most valuable gift that you can give yourself is time.
So thank you for giving us your time.
We hope that we added a lot of value, right? Like, again, awareness is step one. Awareness with regards to all these things. MyFitnessPal doesn't tell you shit. It only distracts you from listening to your intuition. And that's why when somebody asks me, what are your thoughts on MyFitnessPal? I'm like, if you ask me that question, I already know what's your problem. You lack awareness. And that's why you're stuck.
Or accountability, because some people use MyFitnessPal for accountability. But then that means, but then the real problem is that you don't have discipline, because if you stop tracking, what happens?
Right.
You know, I don't need to say it.
Yeah.
All right. You guys, Jerry, that is a compliment of all compliments. You know what? We got compared to LeBron James the other day.
Yes,
that was
by
epic.
our coach.
By Richie Dolan. You guys remember the interview Sarit did with Richie Dolan? He legit compared us to LeBron James, and I was like...
He's like, you guys operate like LeBron James does, because LeBron James is his client. And I'm like, did you just hear that?
Dude. Crazy.
And that's why we're going to change millions of lives with us, but you guys are going up with us. So in order for you to do so, all you got to do is just be aware. For anybody who's just jumping in, if you have joined the 14-day transformation Kickstarter challenge, but you didn't receive any of the emails, okay, be sure to try again by doing it through a laptop or a desktop. We think that is the glitch. Everything else is outside of our control.
Again, we apologize.
Yep.
We've checked everything on our end, and everything checks out and looks good. So it's technical glitches in platforms that we don't have control over.
Yep. And every day for the next 14 days at 9 a.m., we're going live describing the challenge of the day, okay? If you're just getting started with a Kickstarter today, by that I mean if you have registered for that, then we're wishing you the best of luck and the most fun and incredible experience. And if there's any glitches in the experiences because of technical issues, then please lean into the Facebook group, okay? We're doing the best that we can. That's our obligation to you, to serve you.
Yep.
Right? This is not us. This is God speaking through us. Remember that. Okay? But we hope that you have an amazing 14 days, that you make the most out of it, and that you really use it as a tool to kickstart your transformation. It's created in a way for you to do so. Okay? Just follow the steps day by day. Don't overdo it. Just follow the instructions.
Don't think about tomorrow. Don't think about yesterday.
Yep.
Just do what you need to do today and show up regardless of how you're feeling. Even if that means your best looks a little different than the day before, or your best looks a little different than tomorrow will look, that's okay. Show up and do whatever your best means for today. That's it. You don't need to be perfect. None of us are. None of us will be. Perfect is an idea we create in our minds if all the stars align, if everything goes exactly how we think, and that never happens.
Yep.
So perfect doesn't exist. Show up as you are and just say, hey, I'm here. I'm here. I'm just here.
That's it.
I don't know what today looks like, but I'm going to show up and I'm going to be here and I'm going to say hi to everybody and I'm going to do I'm going to give you what I got.
Tomorrow's Q&A day. If you've got any questions, just go ahead and ask your question in the form. We will see you guys tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. But before that, if you're doing the challenge or if you just want to check out the live, then we will see you at 9 a.m. We hope that you guys have a successful, productive, joyous, whole, complete, and abundant week. We will see you at 6:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. Have a great week, you guys.
Bye.